Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about a new thing called the subjunctive mood. And that's going to be a little bit confusing for you, but hopefully we can get it clear from the beginning and take it slow and it'll all make sense. Okay, so from this point, up until this point, you guys have been doing, it's called indicative mood, and it's just present tense, preterite tense, imperfect. Eventually it'll be future. But it's very simple. It indicates reality, essentially. Okay, so all that stuff we've been doing is very straightforward, and it's just not a complicated tech or tense. So, for example, if you just say "I eat a cheeseburger," that is very simple. It's not wishy-washy. It's not uncertain, and that's why it's indicative mood. It's very straightforward. So, subjunctive mood is going to be a bit more complex. Okay, it's going to be, there's a lot to it, and so we'll take it bit by bit. We'll probably wrap this up in March or April. So it's going to be, we'll just go bit by bit on how to use subjunctive mood. If you have looked at excuse me, if you've looked at the verb conjugator on the website here, if you've looked at the verb conjugator, you know that the verb conjugator will give you a whole bunch of different things. And if you look on one side, it'll say indicativo or indicative. But if you look on the other side, it'll say subjunctive. Okay, so it's that whole other right side of the column that we're going to be looking at. Okay, so let's look at subjunctive mood a little bit. Like I said, indicative is more objective and certain. So things like this: no tengo amigos. That's sad. I have no friends. Nosotros fuimos a la playa. We went to the beach. Ellos son fuertes. They are strong. It's all very simple, straightforward sentences, okay? You also notice there's only one verb in these, okay? So subjunctive is going to be more complex. It's going to have multiple verbs. So in order to best understand this, I'm going to tell you a story. It's a silly story. It's ridiculous, but it helps you understand the wedding acronym. Okay. So we need to pretend we have two people. We have Juanito and Chela. We'll go with those names because those are good names. Why not? So we got Juanito and Chela, and they love each other. They love each other so much. So Juanito, he's kind of whooped. Thinks Chela's the best. And Chela's like, yeah, I know, I am the best. So because he's kind of whooped, Chela will always tell him what she wants. She wants Juan to do certain things. She wants Juan to take care of the house. She commands Juan to go get a good job. Okay. She is also very excited about Juan because she said that she wants Juan to ask her to get married, and so he does. And she's very excited. She hopes that he is a good guy. She's afraid that he won't be able to make a lot of money working at Burger World, but she's happy about them getting married. Okay, so if you notice so far, there are two people acting. There's two different verbs. She also has doubts they'll be able to pay for a huge wedding. She really wants a big wedding, but she doubts that they can pay. Okay. She doesn't think that Burger World will pay enough. Okay. However, she's in denial because Juan is super guapo and Chela really likes him. So she denies that he's just going to work at Burger World for the rest of his life. She refuses to believe that he is just Burger World material. So they get married. They decide to get married. However, sometimes she drops hints about what she wants Juan to do. And instead of attacking him personally, she'll be impersonal with it. She will say, it's doubtful that he has a good job, or it's sad that he only makes $10 an hour at Burger World, or it's unfair that he can't buy her a $50,000 ring. Okay? So they decide, excuse me, they get married. Now she needs him to get another job at McDonald's so that she can pay for the wedding. And she feels sorry that they are now poor because they spent all their money on a big wedding and they couldn't afford it. Okay, so if you look at all of those examples, there's two different people, and there's one person trying to influence the other person or having a feeling about the other person's actions. Okay, so two verbs. There's two verbs. She indicates her feelings. So when these guys are in indicative tense, okay, everything else after that is going to be subjunctive. Now, one thing that you got to have is the word que, okay? So, es dudoso que, dudo que, espero que, pido que, mando que. When you say indicative of these verbs and then que, then everything after that is going to be subjuntivo, okay? So, hopefully that makes sense. We're going to go through wedding verbs, and we're going to focus on a couple different letters each chapter, probably until January, February-ish. And then we can introduce new concepts. Okay, so let's look at these again. So you get these complex sentences here, like es triste que no tenga amigos. Now, when you just say I don't have friends, yo no tengo amigos. But when you change it and you have feelings about it now, okay, then you're going to cause subjunctive. So es triste, so that s right there, that is indicative. So you're indicating a wedding verb or a wedding word, and then you have que, and then subjunctive. Es triste que no tenga amigos. See how tengo changed to tenga? Because now it's, think of it, it's subject to this feeling here. Okay? So nosotros fuimos a la playa. Me alegré que fuéramos a la playa. This is a past subjunctive. Don't worry about it yet. Just know that it's past subjunctive. It's past form. It's subjunctive of that guy right there, of fuimos. Okay, so me alegré que fuéramos a la playa. Subjunctive now because you indicated something from the wedding list. Okay, so they are strong. Okay, instead of being certain about it and convinced, we're unsure. It's possible. So es posible que ellos sean fuertes. Now you've changed it to subjunctive because it's subject to this feeling right here. Okay, so when you're indicating using present tense, preterite, imperfect, whatever, if you're indicating any wedding verb, anything on this whole list right here, then you use que, then everything after it is going to be subjunctive. Okay, so step two is how do you actually conjugate a verb in subjunctive? It's pretty straightforward. So if you want to pretend like you're Vanilla Ice and be a terrible rapper, you can remember this. Think yo, drop the O, opposite ending. Okay? So think of yo form in indicative tense and present indicative. You drop the O, and then you do an opposite ending. So if you have an AR verb, okay, so a verb like hablar. So hablar, think yo, that's hablo. Get rid of the O, get rid of that guy, and your stem is HABL, and then opposite ending. So an AR verb, you're going to get an E. So hable. Tú hables. Él, usted hable. Hablemos, habléis, hablen. Okay? If it's an ER or an IR verb, it's going to get the opposite ending, which is all A's. Okay? So a verb like comer or poner or whatever, think of however it is in present indicative. So it could be irregular, and you're going to take that irregularity and just put the opposite ending on. Okay, so for poner, okay, that's irregular in the yo form, so pongo. So what you're going to do is take the O off and just put these new sets of endings on. Okay, so ponga, pongas, ponga, pongamos, pongáis, pongan. Okay, so that's basically how you conjugate them. There are a few irregularities that you got to remember. Car, gar, zar verbs are going to be irregular. They're going to change, just kind of like they do in preterite tense for the same reason. Buscar is busque, or busque with no accent. Pagar, pague. Casar, case. Okay, these guys are basically similar to, they're basically the preterite tense, just without accent marks. Okay. AR and ER stem changing verbs from present indicative have the same changes in present subjunctive. So for example, cerrar is going to get cierra. Okay, that's cierra. In subjunctive, that guy changes to an E, cerremos, or cierre. Cierres, cierre, cerremos, cierren. Okay, IR stem changers, they keep the same stem change in all the forms. Okay, so pedir would be pida, pidas, pida, pidamos, pidais, pidan. And then these 6 verbs down here are just completely messed up. So these are the ones that you got to remember. Dar would be de, des, de. Gets an accent mark. Estar would be este, estes. So these are not think you drop the O. These 6 are going to be just messed up. Haber would be haya. Ir would be vaya. Saber would be sepa. Ser would be sea. Okay?